and replaced it with a modern desktop with a bunch of tiles users found kind of hard to use and confusing, especially if you were coming from Windows XP or Windows 7. And we still have the button of Windows 8, but when we actually get sort of a start menu. Personally, I think it's much better than the Windows 8 Metro. It keeps you in the desktop, and on the left-hand side here, we still have access to the stuff that we missed from the menu. You can see on the right side, what's sort of more useful. We can pin right here that we can see, or if we want, we could even remove all of these and just have this on the left-hand side here. Applies here with the tiles. We can still have Windows 8 Metro apps or Windows 10, and the Windows Store is still included, and I'll go over that later. But it kind of still keeps that mentality where you can have an app on your desktop machine to play games. Windows or Microsoft still allows you to do that. On the side here, the way that it does that, and we can see the recent to these programs by clicking the little arrow here. Hopefully in later builds they will make it look a little bit nicer. I mean, it's okay right now, but it would be nice if it looked just mentioning the 10166, so the latest today, we have Windows Explorer. We have settings, which is new, and I'll cover that. And we actually have options here now on the start screen without having to go in and do the whole weird Windows 8 power thing. We can sleep shut right from here. And then we have all apps, basically the all programs, except for also the modern apps as well. This is the, see here, it says newly installed, but when you have a that was installed very recently, this was installed updated to the build, so it's not completely new. Apps that were just installed, and it'll say newly installed, and that's really nice because you quickly find that app and to go and search for it. So the next thing we're going to cover is Cortana, and question here real quick, will you still be able to execute EXEs? Windows Store still EXEs do still execute. I'll just show you something here. I don't know. You know, I've got the whole Adobe suite here. Adobe Premiere Pro works just fine. What's maybe more people are familiar with. I've just got a RTA application that'll try to open up maybe. Or Windows Media Player, let's do that. The classic Windows Media Player in here. EXE's still just fine. You'll find, actually was having a problem. I was trying to get the stream to work. It wasn't the desktop. And I fixed that just by going and right program and go actually compatibility, and then I clicked run this program in compatibility mode, and then for Windows 7. That seemed to fix it for me. What themes are there? For that, on to Cortana now, and by default when you install Windows 10 or at least install the build, it shows up like this. So you get this box down here. Now a lot of people were questioning Microsoft there and just complaining that go to Cortana or show a little circle instead. Really, I think the thing that stands out versus and Google now is just the what Microsoft has in its voice is really impressive. It sounds very and just listen asking her question quite as good as Google, and I'm not sure if she'll ever get on there. Question she doesn't know, she'll just open up a Bing search and and they're, for example, who is so-and-so. She'll open up because she doesn't know. Bing will have the information on that person, so hopefully Microsoft will implement that. One of the coolest, features probably with Cortana, just something simple as you what's up, and she'll tell you what's going on in this country. So, her microphone and ask her what's up.
Try again.
Slow and a little finicky yet. Microsoft will improve.
First ever marquee club. They're set in the name was lifted from.
See a little overview of big on at this day in history, and it's very impressive. There's a lot of emotion and voice, which is, I think, very nice, and it adds a little bit more. Virtual assistants should, replace a person. And I don't think you can do that without having a good voice. So Microsoft did a good job on that. We're gonna go ahead and answer this here real quick. I heard Windows Media. Is this true? That is. Sorry about that. Windows Media Center on Windows 10. Windows 7. I don't think Windows 8 had it. Windows is not on Windows 10, but they do have other modern apps I think are going to replace that. And again, I'll go into that later. We have a question, a comment. Where wrote the ISO? Let me open up a browser window here, and I'll show you. It's actually Microsoft site, a technical preview. So we're just going to search for Windows 10 technical preview. Tap on download Windows 10 inside of ISO. And what you're able to do is just click on that, and then process of basically log in with your Microsoft, and then you can. So you sign up for the program, read system requirements. You really should be fine. If you have anything that can be fine, you'll be fine. Here are the download links. If you're keep in mind 64-bit versus 32-bit. If 64-bit machine gets 64-bit, if you have a 32, download's a little bit bigger for a little bit. And then once you go to install it, make sure you set the key. That's what you register it and activate it. Do DOS, CMD still function? Yes, they do. They, as far as I'm able to tell, just fine. I think, I'm not sure on this, but I'm pretty sure push us over to using shell or something weird like that. But other new updates, and if we go into the properties, there's quite a few more things. And somewhere in here, let's see here. Cuts now. Oh, it's Control V into the command prompt, which I think is a major. So it's wonderful that they're finally doing that now. We'll just. Let's see here. We'll take MS-DOS, I believe here. About here. Man, the still work just the same. Let's see here. We're gonna learn to create a command prompt or a batch file. With Windows, stuff has been updated. Is actually the Explorer itself. So the layout is still similar to Windows 8, but they are pretty much all new. Everything got a refresh. The batch files. So we're gonna create batch file here. The CMD extension. And you got the nice little flat icon look that everybody's Microsoft finally jumped that boat as well. So the icon still functions. The remote shutdown GUI. I'm not going to test that later. For my American voice, I British accent for you, can give you something like that. But I'm going to stick to my American voice. Let's see here. Let's go to Microsoft Edge next. This is Windows replacement for Internet Explorer, which is coming. I don't like Internet Explorer wholeheartedly. We have the new icon down here. It is still, but different. It's a different icon there. But open Edge. The first thing that I noticed, at least, was very, very fast. Even if it's still fast, that kind of browser, it's very fluid, and Microsoft did a good job with that. Another thing I like, just sort of the aesthetics, but also the working part, is that on devices with touchpads, for example, scrolling, for example, 2 fingers in browsers such as Firefox, really anything in previous versions of Windows has been very choppy and not always smooth. It's scrolled like line by line, like I am here with my mouse, but with a touchpad. It was used in Apple computer scrolling, pixel by pixel versus line, and it's just a very experience. But with stuff, Edge changed it to pixel per pixel, so now scroll at the moment, but it's actually pixel by pixel, and it's very smooth, and I enjoy that a lot. The browser itself, fully finished. Keep releasing a lot of updates. I hope so, because there's not too many features here. If we go into the settings, we can choose the dark. Much with that. Show the favorites. I should hope. We can open with a few different start page, tab page, pages, specific pages. The start page is this. Gives you an overview, different stuff. I don't know if it customizes it and what you visit. I don't use the browser that much to know. Back into the settings here. Open new tab. It's top sites and suggestions. It's a blank page. Do it whatever you want with that. Reading. The reading view is sort of. Let's see if we can go to like CNN.com or something. You'll notice up here looks just like a book, and what this actually does is it sort of like on iPads and iOS products have this that you can click, and it basically gets rid of all the and formatting and just puts it into a nice little format to read. So on CNN, we're going to have lots of ads mode. I don't know if it'll let me. We'll just let that load up. Easier on your eyes, and you can do that. Change the settings for that there. The home button, and earlier builds, you weren't able to customize where it went. We can now change it because I do not in comparison. We can have Cortana as soft edge, and this is sort of because there's no option. Anyways, with if you heard a button called Ask Cortana, we'll just highlight language here. In a browser that don't write, and it looks like with the internet. There we go. So it'll just define it for you and maybe give you a little more, you can see more, or search for it on. We're going to go to the comments a little bit and answer some questions. Does Windows 10 antivirus? Yes, 10 comes with Windows. Windows defends Defender, I'm sure, I just use Malwarebytes and Spybot Search and Destroy for antivirus and stuff. To be honest, since I've Windows 10, I have not used those programs and have had no issues, no slowdowns, nothing to my eyes that I can see as a virus or malware or anything. So I think, well, obviously, as long as you and don't that has given you a virus, adware, malware type thing, you'll be fine. General things seem to have been taken care of with. Your voice is a bit behind the video, some lag. I understand it's a little iffy right now. You meant the Cortana voice. Hopefully, it'll be kind of cool if they came out with different localizations for the accents for the for Cortana. For the behind, I'm running a little bit behind as far as the goes. I'm doing what I can, so I do apologize. Let's see. Okay, what do we have next here? Settings. Okay, the Settings app is, Microsoft needed to update its settings for a long, long time, and on that, and you decide what you think of it. So we open up Settings, and this is what we get. The first thing we note is there are a lot less buttons than there were in Control. I'm going to open up Control Panel here real quick. And yes, Control Panel still is Windows 10. And they sure where they're going with that. But snapping them side to side here is, far superior to just in the way of usability and sort of grasp what they're trying to do here. So we're going to go screen there. We've got the different buttons here. You can self-explanatory what they do, but we're going to go. And we notice is in here. Generally, opening the panel, right-clicking, going into Display Settings on the desktop menu here, into the Modern Settings app. Most settings have pretty well into the new settings. And, for example, here are the notifications. The taskbar, that's working pretty well. Features, pretty much everything is migrated over. Something that's new is the battery saver function. So you can set the certain percent to do it, but automatically reduce the power consumption when sent. Seem to save the battery. Battery will now last about the function. Offline maps is a bit interesting. Maps, you can actually download maps. I downloaded the entire United States. I believe it was around 4 days, so wow. But default apps is now in the settings as well. Let's see here. Privacy, network and internet. All of that is all managed within here too. Better than Control Panel, but it's better than Control Panel, and will continue to, I believe. I had already mentioned the Windows Explorer, and the whole system was new icons. It gives it a little nicer look. The windows themselves, you can see white at the top. They're much more flat, and the window border is no longer. In Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows X border around the windows. It ate up space a little bit. I mean, it wasn't necessary. Most other apps had gone away. So now, Windows 10 has followed suit. We have a new file menu here for just a few aesthetic changes. I'm going to go to the comments real quick. You should stream the channel, been subscribed since I had around 300 subs. Yeah, when I first started the channel, when I got 1 subscriber, that was pretty great. At 2,000, it's how far it's really all to you. I can do nice things. You watch my videos, and to me, they may seem a little boring, but you watching the videos and learning and telling me what I've done wrong, and it's really great. With what version of the .NET Windows 10? Answer that completely. I cannot tell you an answer to that question. I do not know. Why don't we ask Cortana? We'll do that. What version of the .NET framework Windows 10 come? See if she.
I'm sorry. And I aren't talking.
She can be a little silly sometimes. What version of the .NET framework does Windows 10 come with?
Something's not right.
What .NET framework does Windows 10 come with? Quite right.
Something's not right. Try again in a little bit.
Oh well. We'll look it up later. Can you set the border thickness of someone asks? The answer to there is. Well, I shouldn't say that. You could text size and accessibility change it a little bit, but border around those. We'll go into personalize right now and just take a look. Again, we open up in the new settings app. We can set the border and choose a fit, just like beforehand. Colors are set here. We can pick a color, which is pretty nice. Show color on Start Taskbar and Action Center. So if we turn this on, obviously we'll blue everywhere. Make it transparent, yes. We can also change the lock screen stuff here. So far, in the technical preview anyway, the lock screen background automatically changes. I don't think I have any control, but the themes here. And the same as before, pretty much is Windows 10. That is new versus the start menu again. Apps show down here, right here. I recently added apps. Will start full screen. This is Windows 10 by clicking this little icon, which is notifications. We can turn on mode. I don't think it'll work because I have 2 screens running or something like that. But it'll actually make. I believe the buttons up here will go away, or something like that. It'll just be. But so the tablet mode. With Google. But Google is fairly big. For smaller. Microsoft is fairly big enough. So, just searching with Bing versus searching with Google with Windows 10. I'm going to search with Bing a little bit with Microsoft Edge to try it out. Much more relevant results with Google. Whether or not it knows exactly, and because I don't, or even though I don't want them to. Yeah, either way, I still prefer Google. Does Windows 10 come with V? Not quite sure what that is, to be honest. We have a folder for it. Let's see here. To answer your question, it looks like .NET Framework 4.6 is what 10 does come with. I'll have to read up on that. Sounds like something I should know. Just to mention, Windows 10 still does have, or so far still, in it. So you really. Let's go into the Windows. So since Windows 7, I believe, you can snap windows by dragging your cursor to the left top to snap it to expanded. If you drag it to the upper right hand or the upper left hand corner, it'll snap to a so if you're into multitasking and have a bigger screen, this is useful for. That would work great. Also, if you snap to the right or left, it'll give you options of other open apps to see on the other side. Which desktop? Mac OS has had multiple desktops. Linux has Ubuntu has loved it. Windows, not added it, and there have been multiple apps you can get for Windows that try, but it's never been fluid and works terrible type thing. But now the little icon down is desktop and allows to get of the other desktops. So if I open up down in here, and we can drag desktops as well. I know someone's going to ask, can you switch between them with 3-finger swipe or keyboard shortcut? Keyboard shortcuts and then left or right. It'll slide between the two. 3-finger swiping, sort of. Not as fluid as Mac. Or actually, you can't switch between them right now. With the 3-finger swiped down, however, we'll have task view. Swiped up, swipe down or swiped up with 3 fingers will view. Not as nice as Mac OS swiping back and forth with 3 fingers. Someone mentioned the Windows Store. Does it Windows Store? Yes, it does, and I was going to get into that with the modern apps. So we'll open up the Windows Store, new and redesigned. At least Microsoft says it's new and they redesigned it, but it's really still with a few UI updates, and I'm sure that it did a lot more, but to me it seems. I apologize for the slow internet right now. Again, for the stream and both for the Windows Store app. Yeah, so it looks a bit different, sort of app store, to be honest. If developers push out a bunch of new apps for Windows 8 and whether or not they'll be useful actually. But there was one app that I downloaded. What's it called? 123D by Autodesk, and it is a modern app, so we can explore deals with this without switching over to the side of the computing side. Up here we get a little hamburger menu thing that Android kind of uses a bunch, but Windows decided to. We get share and set app commands. Looks like we'll pull it over, and you can share it to one. Give you settings for the app itself. Looks like right now the particular program is not using it, fluid, and the sculpting works fine. Same with Windows. It really works just like it works just fine. Let's see, go over the comments. Complete Windows 10 be released. I believe it's July 27th. I'm going to check on them real quick. And we'll actually ask Cortana also. When is Windows 10 going to be released? Oh, come on, you can do it. Try that again. When will Windows be released?
Will be available on 9th, but you can reserve a copy now. Can't wait to be on your PC.
And like she mentioned, you can reserve a copy now on your PC. I believe all Windows 7 computers will get a little icon down here in their, which will have a little Windows logo. And you'll actually, I believe it's for 1 year, Windows 10 away as a free upgrade to Windows 7 and Windows 8 users, I believe. Something like that. But that's as far as with the Windows Store, we have some new apps. Music. Let's see here. Where does that go? And it's updated from you have your albums, artists, play. There's a playlist called Cortana, which I believe is automatically added. So when you ask Cortana to play, it'll start playing this playlist. You can get the music in the store. I want to say that when for music streaming, we also have the video app, movies and TV. I'm going to search for that real quick. I have not actually opened this up to movies and TV, so it looks like here we have in the videos you have collections on your PC, all your movies, which you can buy in the store now, TV, which you can also buy in the downloads, which looks like you'll be from the store for this. To answer a comment, be available. I plan to leave it up as long as it goes on until YouTube gets on the YouTube channel. The Windows Store. You can get quite a bit of stuff. So I don't know if they're gonna things that you can get as promotions or something, but I think that'd be kind of nice. Looks like the prices are a little pricey right now. I wonder if that'll get cheaper later. It's not too bad. $3.99, $4.99. It's probably a series for $15.99 type thing. Happens with that. Let's see here. Check YouTube. Still says we're doing bad for streaming. So I hope that's too far behind the video. Let's go back to the comments, see if there's anything. So we're gonna. I think I'm gonna show a little project that I've been working on. It is not. For that, let's. When you're all excited, we're gonna show you something else. So as you heard on my channel, that I have T-shirts available for purchase, and you got the logo, and then it says C# or below that. That's a pun off the programming language C#. Purchase in a variety of colors in the link in the description. $25. This will only be going 17 more days. Order them, and if you're not able to order, just share it on Facebook with a friend or something that may want one. So we'll show the project I've been working on now. Give me a second to get it opened up here. So this project is something I've been working on, and it's a inventory sort of program that allows you to store items with barcodes, as well as actually scan them from your mobile device, Android. TCP/IP connections on the same Wi-Fi network. Let's see here. So this is the main form, and I'll just start it up. So right now I've got one item in there. The program stores the data in a MySQL data, which is installed when the program is run. It's stored with 3 categories: name, how much stock, and then the barcode. Eventually we'll view details. Right now I just have it to get the ID. Search here, we have an autocomplete for the item, so we type B, we get bunches of votes, and then it passes it. Actually, I'll hook that up to the database to get more information. We can refresh the database manually. Do it, I believe, automatically after you've added items or removed items. What you can do here, just delete it from the database, as well as we can add an item. We'll test item. because we like non-generic. We'll give it 3 items in the. And here's the cool thing: the barcode you can turn manually, or you can scan it from your Android device. I'm developing an app that'll do that, but there's an app called Get Blue, free version over TCP that you can. Now we're just gonna enter it and add the item. And I did something wrong. I entered the barcode too long. Barcode. Alright. It actually did. There's an error, or the numeric 0 instead of 1, which 1 is the minimum it can. So it'll add it there. Database, so when you close the program there without having to store data in text files and item or whatever, you can enter the barcode text here. So barcode 123, and it'll actually automatically put the text in uppercase, and it'll to do, I believe, 15 characters, and then we can have that there, and we can actually save the image to a PNG file, which we can print out or a label maker or something to put on. Up here we have a scan barcode. Right now this is sort of just for testing. It'll just open up the TCP and allow the data to come in and view the barcode that you've scanned. Also, it'll automatically populate the address and for help purposes. If you connect to a different network, it'll automatically change that. Type into the app. Right now I believe that is pretty much it. On a tutorial, leave a comment or something and I'll get around to it. It'll be fast tutorial. What's going on with that is I've actually lost a hard drive since I've so I will have to restart from that, which may be a good thing or bad thing depending upon make it better. Also with Cortana, I don't know how you want it. I'll do my best to get a little bit of time to make the video as well. But this program should be faster to make a tutorial for. It's fairly simple. There's a little bit of coding that goes into it. Troubleshooting, as with any program. But for the most part, simple. You put a database and then get the database, and then for the scanning from the app, it's really quite simple as well. We'll see if we can get into some of the code here. It's the create image code there, the TCP IP stuff. So it's really not that much. Something else that I may do is some web programming things. I've been brushing up on my PHP, HTML, CSS, and I may start learning Ruby soon. And if you want me to share knowledge with you, that something I've been working on lately is I'll just show you on my here. Just a little site I call it the Server of Life. And what you're able to do is log in with a user and account. And this all goes off of a MySQL database, which is on the server. So we're just going to code a new account here, and I'll walk you through the process. And we'll call it Joseph. Email joe@gmail.com. Username, let's do this Joe1234. Password, give him a password of 123. So 1234 and then 12345. We come back here to the same page and it says account created, please log in. Joe1234 and then Joe12345. No. See, now I don't remember here. Well, this is not embarrassing at all. Let's create a new one. 1234 is the first name, and 1234@gmail.com. Or email. Username 1234. Password 4. Make it easy. Alright, now we can log in with as a password and username. And we go to the home page. This home page is in progress. I haven't obviously completed the formatting or anything, just a basic foundation laid down. We've got the first name of the user pops up here, populating from the username they typed in, going to the database to get the first name, and it shows up there. We also have a home button here, and something I just added is a server status for my Minecraft server. It'll actually ping the server, get the amount of players on there, and return that to the website. So it'll take a little bit just because of the slow internet right now. But while we're waiting, one moment. We'll go back to the server status. So server's online, 0 players, and then the players here, but nobody's on it. So it uses cookies, and cookies are really nice because you can set them to automatically expire. So it's like an automatically expiring global variable. So you can use that to check whether someone is logged in, or how long they've been logged in. So if we would just navigate to localhost/en/home.php, it would give us the access denied because it's been over 60 seconds, which is what I set the cookie. So then we have to log in again, and then we'll be good for another 60 seconds, and that can be however long you set it for. The username is actually also set with a cookie, so any web page can easily access. Another thing you can do with cookies, if we just go to localhost, so going to localhost will redirect us to localhost/index.php. But since the cookie is still active, the index.php will actually redirect us straight to the home page. So